Hello everybody, I am Elijah, and this is where I learn how to draw Baby Yoda growing up. So I'm starting off here with Baby Yoda, of course. And I am using some reference images for these, just to kind of get a good idea of what I want my Baby Yoda to look like. And I'm doing the image of him when he's holding the little cup, because that's my favorite scene of him that he's in. There's a lot of good funny memes about around that, so that's the one I decided to do this off of. Yeah, and I forgot that I was gonna do that scene, so I had to fix his arms there. Okay, so now we have Baby Yoda, which now that I look back at it, it does look okay. It looks fine. So here I am trying to figure out how to use this software's color thing to get it to color and color inside the lines and everything. That took me a long time to do, but eventually I got it and I started coloring it. Now, coloring is my weak point when it comes to art, which is about 50% of art, so it's not a good weakness to have, but I'm trying to get better at it and incorporate different things, different methods to get better. Yeah, so I finally figured out how to do the eye shine, and now I am just coloring everything in and putting off to the side the colors that I'm using. And now I'm trying to do shading, trying to get that correct. Here I am trying a technique that I saw to use for Baby Yoda, and it looks like he's holding some luminescent thing, like the cup is luminescent or something, so I didn't actually go with that. I've just reverted back to my method that I normally use, is usually using a darker shade of the color that is I'm using, and then put that on a separate layer and lower the opacity to about 30% or 40%. And I wish I did a little bit more shading in this, because I feel like there aren't a lot of details in this, and it seems a little bit flat to me. But overall, I think it's one of my better artworks that I've come to create digitally. And yeah, that is Baby Yoda. Now we're moving on to what was it? Oh yeah, Baby Yoda growing up. Now we're moving on to Baby Yoda as a Mandalorian, or as a Mandalorian slash Padawan. I thought that would be a kind of cool thing to see him do, because I figured he would be probably become a Mandalorian because of the Mandalorian that is currently raising him. Maybe he'll stick around for a little bit in the Baby Yoda's life and teach him a few things about the Mandalorian life, and maybe Baby Yoda will like that. But him being a Baby Yoda, he's very force sensitive, so he's most likely going to become a Jedi. So I thought I'd mash up the two and make him a Mandalorian Padawan. Yeah, the hardest part I think about this was designing the helmet, because Baby Yoda has those big ears, and there's really not anywhere to put them in a helmet like this. So I decided to put in these little ear muff things that a lot of Mandalorians have, but make them a little bit bigger and kind of make it look a little more maybe like Voltron or something. Okay, yeah, now I'm fleshing it out into what he has. Yeah, that little braid there is the only way I know how to tell if someone's a Padawan. So, other than holding a lightsaber and having a master to follow around. Okay, so now I'm working on the blaster. This is a blaster that I just looked up, I was like, let me look up some blasters that Mandalorians carry. So I just looked one up and kind of based a design off of it. And then I got this. He's practicing his trigger discipline there. He doesn't have his finger on the trigger. And these knee pads were another thing that were kind of complicated because of the way that I had it angled. Yeah, his boots here. I figured since he's a Baby Yoda, he might not want to wear shoes because maybe he feels the force through his feet or something. So I just thought I'd give him little metal plates that go over his feet, and then he has bare feet underneath, kind of like Chief Beifong in the Legend of Korra Avatar show. The Mandalorian armor that I came up with was obviously based off of the Mandalorian in the Mandalorian. I know that's a word I'm saying a lot this episode, but it's a necessary word because he doesn't have a name yet. But yeah, that's what I based his armor off of, because if he's going to be raised by this guy, he's obviously going to have his style of helmet, right? And then I give him this little cloak kind of thing to be kind of his Jedi robe, just to give him a more Jedi kind of feel to him. And I was going to do a dark saber for his lightsaber, but I went with the green one because that's the kind that Yoda has. And maybe if I draw him as a Jedi Master or a Jedi Knight, maybe he'll have a dark saber. But for right now, I just put on this Yoda's colored lightsaber, and then kind of based the lightsaber design there off of Yoda's lightsaber as well. Here I am trying to remember how to color again because I forgot. Okay, now I've put all the colors that I'm going to use on the side. Didn't label them, so I kind of forgot what colors I was going to use, so I just kind of picked and choose out of those colors what I was going to use. I made his little braid there white because his little hairs that he's as a baby, I had already made those white, so I just decided to continue. Maybe he's a Baby Yoda that has white hair. And for this glow effect, I did the same thing that I do for shading, which is just create another layer and lower the opacity and choose a darker color, and then just put that on everything. One thing I didn't shade in this that I should have was the cloak in the back there. Yeah, I think that would have added a little bit more depth, but everything else I think I shaded really well for my standards in this picture. And the helmet I'm especially impressed with because I didn't think that was going to turn out good, but I'm actually okay with how it turned out. Here I am just finishing up the shading. There we go. That is Baby Yoda and Padawan Baby Yoda. I know it's kind of hard to tell that is Baby Yoda, but he's got the little green fingers and the little green feet but down there. Maybe I should have done one with the helmet on and then one with the helmet off. That might have been a cool idea to do. But if you guys like that video, please be sure to share it, like it, comment on it, and subscribe if you want to. And if you want to see Baby Yoda as a Jedi Knight and a Jedi Master, let me know, and I'll create another video with me drawing them. Other than that, that is all I have to say. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.